Stop going to therapy just to understand yourself. Awareness is the most comfortable prison in the world. I spent years mapping my triggers and explaining my childhood until I became an expert on myself. But my life stayed exactly the same. I was stuck in the same patterns. I thought if I could just diagnose the problem, the symptoms would magically disappear. But here's the truth. That never works because you don't have a knowledge problem. You have a capacity problem. You aren't stuck because you're missing some information. You're stuck because your body doesn't feel safe to use what you know. You're trying to run updated software on a crashed operating system. It's just not going to work. Most of us use insight as a high-level form of procrastination. We think that if we can just name the monster, then it will stop having power over us. But for me, staying in the understanding phase was just a more expensive way to hide. I realized I'd fallen in love with my own process. Being the person who was doing the work felt safer and more predictable than being the person who did the work. I was addicted to the dopamine hit of having that breakthrough in a notebook, because having that breakthrough didn't actually require me to do something different tomorrow. In all this mess, the pain was comfortable and predictable. I knew so well how to be someone with potential who also had a lot of trauma. But moving into health, becoming someone that has no more excuses left, that was terrifying. For a brain that's addicted to protection, better isn't a goal. It's a threat to the character that you've spent years perfecting. I had a literal emergency exit for this, my CBD gummies. Whenever the internal friction of my own potential got too high, when the gap between who I was and who I could be felt like an actual physical weight in my chest, I would numb out. I'd convinced myself that I was self-regulating, but I was just escaping a truth I wasn't ready to carry. And I'm guessing you have yours too. Weed, a bottle of wine, some big back treats. Maybe it's the way you ghost your own momentum. You've had 3 great days, you're finally on a roll, sticking to new habits. And suddenly, for what feels like no reason, you just stop, you break the streak. You spend hours scrolling for new recipes instead of actually being able to cook anything and wind up ordering in. You spend hours researching a new project instead of finishing one that's 85% done. Why? Because failure is a frequency that you're comfortable with. But the pressure of actually winning, of actually being consistent, that feels like a threat. Whatever the exit is, it's doing the same thing. It's keeping your window of tolerance tiny. It's a temporary relief that's actually a long-term prison. You're not really relaxing. You're just lowering the volume on your own intuition because the truth is too loud to handle sober. Think of your nervous system as a window. Everything inside the glass is your capacity for reality. The space where you can actually hear a hard truth, stay present to meet a deadline, or even just look someone in the eye. The mistake we make is thinking that healing means getting rid of the panic or the freeze. It doesn't. Healing is just widening the window. Most of us have windows the size of an old-fashioned mail slot. The moment life gets slightly complicated or uncomfortable, we hit our panic ceiling. That's the racing heart and the urge to burn down your life. Or we fall through to the numb floor. That's the dissociating, the checked out feeling where you're mentally gone but physically present somehow. Integration isn't a theory. It's the muscle you build when you stay in your body while every single cell inside you is screaming to leave. You have to prove to your hardware that you can survive the vibration and frequency of discomfort. You cannot think your way into a new life. You have to regulate your way there. If you feel that internal friction right now, the one where you know exactly what you need to do, but the second you try to start, your body feels like it's hitting a brick wall, stop looking for another distraction. The only way out is to stop running. Next time you feel that physical itch to reach for your emergency exit, the mindless scroll, the snacks, the just one more video trap, because the work feels too heavy, just sit there. Give it 10 seconds. Let the anxiety vibrate in your chest and realize that there isn't a real threat. It's just a sensation you've been lying about in order to feel safe. You don't need more insight. You just need more capacity. Stop trying to figure it out and just stay. Sit with it. I'll see you in the next one.